Celebrities react to Pope Francis's passing.
Don't forget to pray for me.
The world is mourning the loss of Pope Francis following his death on Easter Monday at 88 years old.
Vice President J.D. Vance was the first public figure to break the silence, posting to X scarcely an hour after the Vatican's bulletin. "I was happy to see him yesterday, though he was obviously very ill."
And on social media platform X, Vance said that he, quote, was happy to see him yesterday, though he was obviously very ill.
The 40-year-old wrote of his Easter Sunday audience. Vance's note was brief, almost businesslike. Yet the Missouri lawyer-turned-politician added a line that echoed around Catholic social media.
Millions of Catholics around the world are in mourning after the death of Pope Francis from a stroke and heart failure.
May God rest his soul. Commenters quickly recalled that Francis had slipped 3 oversized chocolate eggs into Vance's hands for the vice president's children. A small gesture, now reframed as a valedictory blessing.
Pope Francis, who died earlier today at the age of 88.
Across the Atlantic, King Charles III ordered flags at royal residences to half-mast before issuing a personal statement. "My wife and I were most deeply saddened to learn of the passing of Pope Francis," Charles wrote, referring to the man he had met in Rome only 3 weeks earlier. Observers noted the monarch's deliberate use of holiness throughout, protocol for a reigning pope, but also a subtle nod to the respect that had grown between Charles, an Anglican supreme governor, and the first Jesuit pontiff. The king added that their April visit, squeezed into Francis's convalescent schedule, would now be cherished as a final Easter greeting shared between friends. Palace insiders told The Times the couple were especially moved because Francis insisted on greeting Camilla even after aides urged a shorter meeting. The View shelved its opening Hot Topics segment so Whoopi Goldberg could address the audience. The Oscar winner recounted her 2023 Vatican visit, arranged while she filmed a documentary on interfaith dialogue, and projected a photo of herself shaking the pontiff's hand. "He laughed at one of my bad jokes about choir robes," Whoopi said, misting up. On Instagram, she posted the same image with the caption, "He was the closest in a long time that seemed to remember that Christ's love enveloped believer and non-believer. Sail on, sir, with your love of humanity and laughter." Within an hour, the comment section filled with clergy, comedians, and Sister Act fans, swapping stories about a pope who once called humor a medicine. Ava Longoria kept her tribute concise, sharing Le Mans' headline to her 9.4 million followers and captioning it with a single praying hands emoji. The post nonetheless drew more than 100,000 likes in the first afternoon, with Spanish-language comments thanking the Mexican-American actress for signaling solidarity. Industry insiders pointed out that Francis had screened Longoria's 2017 documentary, The Harvest, about migrant farm workers during a Vatican conference on modern topics, a connection many of her fans were discovering for the first time. Antonio Banderas opted for a longer reflection in Spanish, English, and Italian, posted from his Malaga theater. Pope Francisco has passed, a man who, at the head of the Catholic Church, showed kindness, love, and mercy to the neediest people, Antonio wrote, choosing the Spanish spelling of Francis's papal name. He paired the text with an unfiltered selfie taken during a 2015 refugee rights audience, the pontiff clasping his arm. Film critics quickly resurfaced Banderas' remarks from last year, when he said Francis' openness toward artists made him the first pope who feels like a neighbor rather than a monarch. Adjoa Ando, Lady Danbury to Bridgerton fans, took to threads, crafting a theologian's précis in under 280 characters, within the constraints of his tradition, manifestly compassionate and standing with the marginalized. What a loss. Fans of the Netflix period drama replied with gifs of Danbury's trademark head tilt, writing that Ando's words felt exactly like something her fierce on-screen matriarch would pronounce. Political leaders matched the celebrity chorus. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva called Francis the People's Pope, a sincere friend of the Amazon, a reference to the pontiff's 2019 Rainforest Synod. Ukrainian First Lady Olena Zelenska tweeted in both Ukrainian and Italian, thanking him for breaking his voice for peace, even when bombs drowned it out. Even Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, whose relationship with the Vatican had been frosty, wrote on X that Francis bridged faith and science tradition, and modernity. Catholic musicians added a quieter harmony. Andrea Bocelli posted a video clip of his 2016 performance in St. Peter's Square, writing, "The echo of your prayer is still in my ears." Country singer Dolly Parton, raised Pentecostal but famously ecumenical, wrote, "You showed the world that a shepherd's crook can reach well beyond fences." Gospel legend CeCe Winans recorded a 30-second hymn verse on Instagram Live, dedicating it to our brothers and sisters grieving tonight.